The spaceship landed softly on the strange, red-colored planet. Dust rose into the air, swirling around the human crew as they stepped out. The sky was orange and hazy, and the wind made strange, whispering sounds. Nothing on this planet looked familiar. The rocks were sharp, and small glowing plants grew in random patches. Captain Lila looked around carefully. "Stay alert," she said. "We don't know what lives here." The crew nodded. Everyone felt the excitement mixed with fear. They had explored many planets before, but this one felt different. As they walked further from the ship, one of the crew members, Jax, noticed something moving near a pile of rocks and trash. "Captain, look over there," he whispered. The others turned quickly. At first it looked like a small shadow, but then a weak voice called out, almost like a whisper in the wind. "Humans. Strong humans." The crew froze. The voice was small, shaky, and strange. It seemed to come from a small figure hiding behind the trash. Slowly they walked closer. There, among the garbage and mud, they saw her. A tiny alien girl, not taller than a human child, was covered in dirt and grime. Her skin was dull brown, and her hair was tangled and full of dust. But her large, round eyes were bright and full of fear. The girl looked at them with hope and desperation. "Please, wash me. Make me clean," she whispered. Her voice was soft, almost musical, but it carried a strange power. The humans exchanged nervous glances. "Can we trust her?" asked Mara, the team scientist. Captain Lila knelt down slowly. "We'll help her. That's what we do," she said. The alien girl flinched but didn't run. She lifted her small hands and said, "If you make me clean, I will bear you strong children." Strong children, humans. Her words made the crew stop. They looked at each other in confusion. What did she mean by strong children? Before anyone could ask more, a sudden noise came from the nearby forest of glowing plants. It sounded like a low growl, something alive moving among the shadows. The girl shivered. Her voice became urgent. "Please, hurry." Without thinking, Captain Lila ordered, "Jax, Mara, help her clean. Others, keep watch." Jax and Mara approached slowly with blankets and a small portable cleaning kit. They started wiping the dirt from her skin. The alien girl closed her eyes and trembled slightly. As the dirt disappeared, her true colors began to show. Her skin glowed faintly with golden patterns that twisted like small rivers over her arms and legs. Her hair shined like silver threads when the sunlight hit it. The crew gasped. She wasn't just a small, dirty alien. She was beautiful, almost magical. "Look at that," whispered Mara. "She has some kind of energy. I've never seen anything like it." The girl opened her eyes. They were now glowing softly, golden at the edges. She smiled weakly at them. "Thank you. Humans. Strong humans," she said. Her voice now carried warmth, almost like a small sunbeam. Suddenly, the growling sound grew louder. Something moved quickly through the plants. The humans grabbed their tools and weapons, preparing for an attack. The girl's glowing eyes turned sharper, focused. She stepped forward bravely, though she was tiny. A shadowy creature jumped toward them. Its body was dark and slimy with sharp claws. But before it could touch anyone, a wave of light shot from the girl's hands. The creature screamed and fell back, paralyzed. Dust and leaves swirled in the light as it slowly retreated into the forest. The crew stared in shock. "Did she just push it back?" Jax asked, voice trembling. The girl nodded. I can protect if you clean me." Her words were barely a whisper, but full of meaning. Captain Lila stepped closer. "We will keep you safe," and she promised. "But first, tell us your name." The girl hesitated, then softly she said, "I am Nira." "Nira," Captain Lila repeated. "We will take care of you." Nira looked at the humans with hope. For the first time, she smiled fully. The glowing patterns on her skin shimmered brighter. The humans felt a strange energy around her, as if the air itself was alive. The crew knew this planet had dangers, but they also realized Nira might be the key to understanding them. Something about her was more than just alien. She held secrets, powers, and perhaps even the future of their mission. As the humans prepared to set up a temporary camp, Nira whispered once more, almost to herself, "If you make me clean, I will bear you strong children." The words echoed in the orange sky. A mystery had arrived with her, and everyone knew their adventure had only just begun. The morning sun rose slowly over the red planet, painting the dusty landscape in gold and orange. The humans had built a small camp near the spaceship, using tents and crates. But even as they settled, no one could take their eyes off Nira. She sat quietly, her glowing patterns flickering softly, like fireflies trapped in her skin. Captain Lila approached her carefully. "Nira, you said if we clean you, you'd give us strong children. What do you mean? She asked, kneeling beside the alien girl. Nira's large eyes shimmered, reflecting the sunlight. Strong children. My children, she whispered. They will be strong like the planet, strong like humans. They will help you, help your kind survive. Jax tilted his head. But you are just one little girl. How can you give children? And what does it mean for us? Nira looked down at her hands. They glowed faintly, almost trembling. Not yet, but soon. When clean, the time comes. When clean, the gift comes. Her voice was soft, but it carried a strange weight. The humans exchanged worried glances. Something about Nira felt bigger than they could understand. But one thing was clear. She needed protection, and they had promise. Did her that. Suddenly, a rustling came from the nearby glowing forest. Small, fast movements darted between the trees. The humans tensed. Mara held her scanner tightly. It's not just one creature this time, she warned. There are more, and they're watching us. Nira's eyes widened. Yes, they know I am awake. They want me dirty. Again. Captain Lila frowned. Dirty? What do you mean? Nira shook her head. When I am dirty, weak, they can control me. When clean, strong, clean, safe. The humans understood now. Her dirtiness wasn't just accidental. It was a form of imprisonment. She had been hiding, trapped in filth by something powerful, and if they didn't protect her, she would be powerless again. We'll keep you clean, Lila promised. Nothing will harm you. I swear it. A small smile appeared on Nira's face. Then, I will show you. She lifted her small hands, and slowly, golden light began to rise from the patterns on her skin. The glow spread over the camp, bathing everything in warmth. Plants near the tents began to grow, twisting into strange shapes. Tiny flowers bloomed where none had grown before. The humans gasped. Even Jax's jaw dropped. This is incredible. She can make life grow. Yes, Nira said quietly. Strong children, strong life. But you must help me first. Keep me clean. Protect me from the dirty ones. Captain Lila nodded firmly. We will. We are your guardians, Nira. We promised. For the next hour, the humans worked carefully, scrubbing and washing Nira, not only to remove the dirt, but also to soothe her. As they worked, she hummed a soft tune. It was strange, almost like the song of the planet itself. The sound made the humans feel calm, yet alert. Every note carried power that seemed to connect Nira to the land. As her last traces of dirt disappeared, her full glow appeared for the first time. Golden patterns shone brightly over her skin, swirling and moving like liquid light. Her hair now sparkled like silver threads under the sun. She stood, small but radiant, and looked at the humans with gratitude. You are clean now, Lila said softly. Are you ready to show us? Nira nodded. She took a small breath and touched the ground. The plants around the camp surged upward. A small tree grew in seconds, its trunk thick and strong. Flowers sprouted along its branches, glowing softly. I can help. I can protect. I can give life. My children, strong children, will make this planet safe for humans. The humans watched in awe. This was beyond anything they had imagined. A single small alien girl, once weak and dirty, now radiated power that could change the planet. But just as the humans began to feel hope, a shadow fell across the camp. From the edge of the forest, tall, dark shapes moved forward. The creatures that had attacked before were back, and this time there were more than before. They hissed and growled, their eyes glowing red in the light of Nira's glow. Nira stepped in front of the humans. Stay back, she shouted, her voice stronger than before. I am clean, I am strong, do not touch me. The creatures paused, wary of the glowing patterns on her skin. Then slowly they inched forward, testing her. Nira's glow flared brighter than the sun's reflection on the dusty planet. The ground trembled slightly. The creatures hissed, then retreated, falling back into the forest. The humans exhaled in relief. She did it again, Jax whispered. Nira looked at them and smiled. Yes, strong now. Together. She held out her small hands. Together. We will make this world safe. Together. We will bring life. Strong life. Captain Lila nodded, feeling a mix of fear and hope. They had not only discovered a living miracle, but a new future. Nira's promise was real, and the humans knew they were now part of something bigger than themselves. But as the sun set and the camp glowed with Nira's golden light, the humans knew that danger was still waiting. And the real challenge had only just begun. The night on the red planet was darker than the humans expected. The orange sky had disappeared, leaving only deep purples and blacks. The camp glowed faintly from Nira's golden light, but beyond that, the planet was alive with shadows and whispers. Every gust of wind carried strange sounds, and every movement in the glowing forest made the humans tense. Captain Lila walked quietly among the tents, checking on the crew. "Everyone stay alert. This planet isn't safe. The creatures are still out there," she warned. Nira sat on a smooth rock near the campfire, her golden patterns flickering softly. She seemed restless, her small hands twisting in the air. Lila approached her. "You're quiet tonight, Nira. Something wrong?" The alien girl's eyes darted toward the dark forest. "They are coming, watching, waiting," she whispered. Her voice was trembling, but there was no fear, only warning. Jax, who had been nearby, frowned. "Who's coming? The creatures? Or something else?" Nira shook her head. "Not them. Bigger ones. Stronger ones. They know I am clean. They know my children will be strong. They will try to take me, or stop what is coming." Mara gasped. "Your children? You mean the strong children you talked about?" "Yes," Nira said softly. "If I am captured, if I am dirty again, the promise will fail. Humans, you must protect me." Captain Lila felt a chill. "We will protect you, Nira. We promised. But what are these bigger ones? Can we fight them?" Nira's glowing eyes flickered. "They are not like the small creatures. They are clever. They can sense fear, weakness. They have waited a long time for me to be dirty again. They will not leave easily." Suddenly a sound echoed from the glowing forest. It was low, almost like the sound of metal scraping against stone. The humans froze. The sound grew louder, closer, as if something massive was moving in the dark. "Get ready," Captain Lila shouted, grabbing her weapon. The crew scrambled, setting up lights and forming a defensive circle around Nira. From the shadows, two tall creatures emerged. Unlike the small creatures before, these were huge, twice as tall as a human. Their skin was dark and smooth, with glowing red veins running across their bodies. They moved silently, their glowing eyes fixed on Nira. "Stay behind me," Lila commanded. Nira stood slowly, her glowing patterns flickered brighter, almost like a shield of light. She raised her hands, and the ground beneath her shimmered with golden energy. "Do not touch me!" she shouted. The creatures stopped, their heads tilting slightly, as if trying to understand her power. One stepped closer. The ground shook slightly under its weight. Its glowing red eyes narrowed, studying Nira. "You cannot stop us, little one," a deep rumbling voice echoed, not from the creature's mouth but in the humans' minds. Every human froze. Nira's glow flared brighter. "They cannot hear you speak," Jax whispered, terrified. "They hear me in the mind," Nira said softly. "They are not like the others. They are hunters. They want my promise to fail." Captain Lila tightened her grip on her weapon. "What do we do?" she asked. Nira took a deep breath. "You fight if needed, but do not strike first. Let me show you my power." Suddenly, golden light shot from her hands, forming a dome around the camp. The creatures hissed and growled, trying to push against it. Every time they touched the light, they recoiled as if burned. The humans watched in awe. Nira, small but fearless, stood in the center of the dome. "You see now," Nira said, her voice calm but strong. "When I am clean, I am not weak. I am strong. My children will be stronger. They cannot take me if you protect me. And if I survive, the promise will be real." The creatures roared in frustration and retreated slowly into the forest, their glowing red eyes disappearing into the shadows. The camp fell silent, except for the crackling of the fire and Nira's soft breathing. Mara stepped forward. "Captain, she's incredible. One small alien girl. And she's more powerful than anything we imagined." Jax nodded. "But they will come back, and next time, maybe more of them. We need a plan." Captain Lila looked at Nira. "Do you know why they want you dirty? Why they trapped you before?" Nira shook her head slowly. "I don't know. Long ago, they tried to stop the promise. They want nothing to grow strong, but we, together, we can make them fail. They will never touch me if you trust me." The humans felt the weight of her words. The adventure had grown bigger than any of them had expected. This was no longer just exploration, it was survival. trust, and the protection of something truly extraordinary. As the night deepened, Nira sat between the humans, her glowing light warming the camp. The shadows of the forest seemed alive, watching, waiting. And somewhere, beyond the reach of their lights, the larger hunters prepared to return. The warning was clear. Their mission had become a fight not only for life, but for the promise of something new, something strong. And the humans now knew that the small, clean alien girl in their midst held the key to it all. The sun rose over the red planet like a molten ball of fire, casting long shadows across the glowing plants and jagged rocks. The humans had spent a restless night, but Nira had remained awake, her golden patterns pulsing softly. Something in the air felt different, alive, electric, and full of secrets. Captain Lila stood near the camp, watching Nira carefully. "Are you ready to show us what you can do?" she asked, her voice steady but full of curiosity. Nira looked at the humans, her small hands trembling with energy. "Yes, but you must watch closely. Do not touch. Do not be afraid. My power, it is not like yours." Jax leaned forward. "We're ready. Just show us." Nira knelt on the soft red soil. She pressed her tiny hands into the dirt. The ground trembled slightly. At first, nothing happened. Then, golden light began to spread from her hands, slowly at first, like water flowing across the land. Small plants sprouted, twisting into strange shapes. Vines climbed over rocks, glowing softly in the morning sun. The humans gasped. "This is incredible," Mara whispered. "She's making the planet alive." Nira's eyes glowed brighter. She lifted her hands and the soil beneath the camp shifted and turned fertile. Tiny seeds that the humans hadn't even seen grew instantly into strong saplings. Flowers bloomed along the edges of the camp, their petals glowing with soft golden light. "This is more than just growth," Captain Lila said, her voice full of awe. "She's reshaping the land itself." Nira smiled, a small but powerful gesture. "Yes, when clean, my power comes. I can heal, I can protect, I can give life. My children will be stronger than anything you have ever known." Suddenly, a gust of wind brought a dark cloud of dust from the forest. The humans froze. Nira's glow flared immediately. The dark dust stopped at the edge of her light dome, unable to enter. It swirled and hissed but could not cross the invisible boundary of energy she had created. Jax whispered, "She's like a living shield." "Yes," Nira said softly. "Not just shield, protection, life." Then, without warning, one of the taller creatures from the night before appeared at the edge of the glowing forest. Its glowing red eyes fixed on Nira. It stepped closer, its massive body moving carefully, as if testing her strength. Captain Lila raised her weapon, but Nira held up her small hand. "No, watch." The creature lunged forward suddenly, faster than any human could react. But as it crossed the boundary of Nira's light, it stopped. Sparks flew from its body and it let out a loud screech. Nira's golden pattern swirled violently, expanding outward like a wave. The ground beneath the creature cracked slightly, and vines shot out, wrapping around its legs without touching the humans. The humans stared in disbelief. "She's controlling everything, even the creatures," Mara whispered. Nira's eyes were fierce now, glowing like twin suns. "I will not let them harm you, or me. I am clean, I am strong, and they cannot stop what is coming." The creature struggled, then, with a roar, fell backward, retreating into the shadows of the forest. Nira's light pulsed one last time before settling into a steady glow. The humans exhaled slowly, their hearts racing. Captain Lila approached Nira. You're more than just powerful. You could save entire worlds with this. Why didn't you tell us before?" Nira shook her head, her golden patterns dimming slightly. "It was not time. Not until I was clean. Not until I trusted humans fully. Now, you see." Jax bent down, examining a glowing plant that had sprouted from a simple seed. "Look at this. It's like life itself is listening to her. She's not just growing plants. She's giving them strength. They feel alive. Stronger." Nira nodded. "Yes. All life responds. My children will be stronger. Like the planet, like humans, together." Suddenly, a small movement caught Mara's eye. A tiny creature had slipped through the edge of the forest. Its body was black and small, but its glowing red eyes reflected Nira's light. It looked weak compared to the towering hunters, but it was agile and fast. Nira raised her hand calmly. A thin line of golden light shot forward, gently lifting the tiny creature into the air. It twitched, then froze. Nira whispered softly, and it slowly retreated back into the shadows. Captain Lila exhaled. Her control. It's perfect. Even the smallest creature obeys her power. This is beyond anything we imagined. Nira smiled, kneeling again in the soil. I am not just a child. I am a promise. And my power is only the beginning. My children will be stronger. Humans. Together, we can protect life, protect this planet, and many others. The humans looked at each other. They knew their mission had changed. They were no longer just explorers. They were guardians of something extraordinary. Nira's power was a gift, and also a warning. Danger would always come, but now they had hope. As the sun climbed higher, Nira's golden glow bathed the camp. The red planet seemed to hum with life, responding to her presence. The humans realized that in protecting Nira, they were not just protecting an alien child, they were protecting the future. And somewhere in the distant forest, the shadows stirred, waiting for the next challenge. The camp was quiet at first, bathed in Nira's soft golden light. The humans had spent the morning marveling at her powers, watching as the red planet seemed to come alive under her touch. But not everyone felt wonder. Some among the crew whispered in corners, glances full of doubt and greed. Jax was the first to notice. Captain, some of the crew, they're talking, he said quietly. Captain Lila frowned. Talking about what? Jax hesitated. About using Nira's powers for ourselves to control the planet. They think we could get rich, powerful, unstoppable. Lila's jaw tightened. That's dangerous thinking. Nira is not a tool. She's alive. She's trusting us. Meanwhile, Nira crouched near the glowing plants, her small hands tracing patterns in the dirt. Captain, something is wrong. I can feel it, she whispered. Her golden light flickered nervously, the first sign of fear the humans had seen since she arrived. Lila knelt beside her. What do you feel? The ones who think only of power. They will take me if they can. They do not care for life, only what I can give them. Suddenly, a loud shout came from the edge of the camp. One of the crew, a tall man named Riven, stepped forward, holding a strange device. Captain, we don't need to just watch her, he said, his voice hard. We can use her. Imagine what we could do. Contribute. All the planet, create resources, but even control other life forms. She is a gift. Why waste it? The humans around him murmured in agreement. A small crowd started forming, nodding and whispering. Lila's heart sank. She had seen doubt before, but this was betrayal. Nira is not for you to use, Lila shouted. She trusted us. We promised to protect her. Riven laughed, a cold, harsh sound. Promised? You're weak, Captain. The strong don't make promises. They take what they need. Nira's eyes glowed fiercely. The golden light around her began to flicker like flames. Stop, please. Humans. You must not, she cried. Riven stepped closer, raising the device. He muttered something and the device hummed. A small wave of force shot toward Nira. She flinched, stumbling back, her glow dimming slightly. Don't hurt her, Jack shouted, rushing forward. But Riven's crew blocked him, eager to see what would happen. The tension was electric. Every human at the camp frozen in shock, fear, and disbelief. Nira's glowing patterns flared suddenly, brighter than ever. A surge of energy knocked Riven backward, sending the device clattering to the ground. The human stumbled as golden light rippled outward, shaking the camp. I warned you, Nira said, her voice trembling but strong. If you take from me, if you hurt me, the promise will fail. I will not let you. The betraying crew stared, terrified. They had underestimated her. Nira's small form stood firm, glowing like the sun, her golden pattern swirling in brilliant light. Even the red planet seemed to respond to her, plants growing rapidly and vines twisting protectively around the humans who stayed loyal. Riven's face twisted in anger and fear. This is impossible. She's just a child. No, Lila said sharply, stepping forward. She is more than a child. She is life, and you will not use her. Riven hesitated, realizing he was powerless against her. Slowly, he backed away, glare still burning, while the others followed, murmuring in fear. The golden glow of Nira's power kept them at bay, her presence commanding respect and awe. After the betrayal ended, Nira collapsed on her knees, exhausted. Lila knelt beside her, placing a hand gently on her shoulder. It's over. You're safe now. she said softly. Nira's glow dimmed but remained warm. I was scared, she whispered. I felt their minds, their greed, their hunger for power. If I was dirty, I would have been weak, and they would have taken me. Captain Lila nodded. You are clean, Nira, strong, and we are here to protect you, always. Jax, still shaking, added, I never knew humans could be so cruel. But we also can be strong, like you, protecting what is right, protecting life. Nira's eyes softened. Yes, humans can be strong too. That is why I trust you. Together, we are stronger than any who would harm us. My children will be safe, and life will grow stronger because of you. The camp was quiet after that. The humans shaken but wiser. Nira's warning had been clear. Power in the wrong hands was dangerous even among humans. The bond between her and the loyal crew had deepened, stronger than before. As the red sun dipped low, painting the sky with blood-orange light, Nira whispered once more, almost to herself, the promise will live if they trust and protect me. And far in the shadows, beyond the glowing plants, a new danger watched silently, waiting for the humans and their glowing guardian to falter. The red planet's sky was darkening into deep violet when the alarm sounded. A scout returning from the forest burst into the camp, panting and terrified. Captain, Nira, she's gone, the scout shouted. They took her, the creatures, the tall ones. The humans froze. Captain Lila's heart raced. Where? She demanded. The northern cliffs, near the glowing forest. They moved fast, too fast. The scout gasped. Jax clenched his fists. We can't let them take her. She's the one who can protect this planet. Protect us. Lila nodded. We move now. Gather everyone loyal. We are going to get Nira back. The rescue team ran toward the northern cliffs, carrying portable lights, weapons, and small shields. The ground beneath them was uneven, red dust swirling with every step. Nira's glowing patterns could be seen faintly in the distance, a beacon even in the growing darkness. As they approached the edge of the forest, strange whispers filled the air. The tall creatures were watching, moving silently among the glowing plants. Their glowing red eyes pierced the shadows, tracking every movement. They're waiting for us, Mara whispered, her voice tense. No, Lila said firmly. We're stronger together. Nira trusts us. That's why we can't fail. Suddenly, a massive shadow leapt from the trees. One of the tall creatures landed directly in front of the team. Its claws dug into the red soil. Its glowing eyes locked on Jax. Hold your ground, Lila shouted. Don't attack until I give the order. The creature growled, advancing slowly. Then, from the cliff edge, Nira's voice rang out, soft but powerful. Humans, do not fear. I am here. The humans paused. They saw her small figure, trapped behind glowing vines that seemed alive. Even in chains of shadow, her golden patterns pulsed with energy. Her hands lifted slightly, radiating power, but it wasn't enough to break the creature's grip completely. Riven and his loyal crew from earlier were nowhere in sight. It seemed only those who truly trusted Nira had come to rescue her. Lila turned to her team. We get her out together, watch each other's backs, trust her power, and we will succeed. The humans advanced carefully. The tall creature lunged again, but Nira's glow flared. The ground trembled, vines sprouting and wrapping around the creature's legs. It roared, trying to break free. Jax moved closer, dodging the creature's claws, and jammed a small device under its arm. Sparks flew, and the creature stumbled. Mara took the moment to unleash a pulse from their portable shield generator, adding another barrier to slow the attacker. But the real miracle came from Nira. With a deep breath, she raised her hands fully. Golden light surged outward like waves. Every plant nearby reacted instantly. Vines erupted from the cliffs, curling around the creature's massive legs and dragging them back. Rocks shifted, creating barriers and forcing the tall creatures to retreat further into the forest. Go, now, Lila shouted. The humans ran toward Nira, carefully avoiding the smaller creatures still lurking nearby. They lifted her gently, feeling her small body trembling but alive with energy. Her golden patterns flared brighter than ever. Hold on, Nira. We've got you, Jax said as the team formed a circle around her. But escape was not simple. From the cliffs above, more tall creatures emerged, blocking the path back to the camp. Their glowing red eyes burned with fury. The humans hesitated. Nira's hands glowed furiously. Trust me. Together, she cried. Suddenly, the golden energy exploded outward. Vines and light intertwined, creating a path through the creatures. Plants grew instantly under the humans' feet, forming bridges and barriers. Even the red soil seemed to rise and shift, giving them solid ground where there had been none. The humans moved quickly, following the path Nira created. One by one, they reached the safe edge of the forest. The creatures hesitated, then retreated into the shadows, unwilling to cross the glowing path. Finally, the humans reached the camp. Exhausted but alive, they set Nira down. She sat, breathing heavily, her golden pattern slowly calming to a soft pulse. Lila knelt beside her. "You were amazing, Nira. You saved us, and we saved you, together." Nira smiled faintly. "Yes, together, we are strong. My children will be safe, and life will grow stronger, because you trusted me." Humans looked around. The red planet seemed alive in response to Nira's presence, glowing plants swaying gently, the ground rich and fertile, the air humming softly. But somewhere deep in the glowing forest, shadows moved. More creatures watched, waiting for another chance. The rescue had succeeded, but the danger was far from over. Captain Lila stood, her resolve firm. "We'll protect her, no matter what comes next. The promise will live, and we will not fail." Nira's glow pulsed softly in agreement. The humans had learned a lesson. Together, they were stronger than fear, greed, or darkness. And with Nira by their side, hope for the red planet and for the promise of strong life remained alive. The first light of dawn painted the red planet in shades of gold and pink. The humans and Nira had rebuilt their camp after the last attack, stronger and more secure. The golden glow of Nira's patterns illuminated the tents, creating a serene warmth across the rocky landscape. Nira sat in the center of the camp, her small hands hovering above the soil. Golden vines and flowers spiraled around her, glowing faintly as if alive. The humans watched quietly, giving her space. They had learned that her power was not just strength, it was life itself. Captain Lila knelt beside her. "Nira, today feels different. Do you feel it too?" Nira's large eyes glimmered with hope. "Yes, humans. Today, something begins." The air around them shimmered as tiny particles of light rose from the soil. Nira's voice was soft but filled with authority. "The promise comes now." Suddenly, the ground near her trembled slightly. Small glowing shapes began emerging from the earth. Tiny children, a mix of alien and human features, each radiating a faint golden light. Their eyes were bright, curious, and alive with potential. The humans gasped. "Her children. They're real," Jax whispered, staring in awe. "Yes," Nira said softly, smiling. "Strong children, as I promised. They will grow. They will protect. They will help life flourish." The children took their first steps, laughing in a soft melodic tone that harmonized with Nira's own humming. Every step they took caused small flowers to bloom, vines to twist protectively around the humans, and the air to hum with energy. Mara knelt beside one of the children, who reached out and touched her hand. The moment they made contact, Mara felt a warmth unlike anything she had known, a connection to life, strength, and hope. They're extraordinary," she whispered. Captain Lila looked over the camp. "Nira, your power, your children, they will change everything here. This planet, it will thrive." Nira nodded. "Yes, humans. We will thrive together. My children, and yours. The life you protect. Everything will grow stronger." But as the humans marveled, the shadows of the forest stirred once more. The creatures who had attacked before were watching, their glowing red eyes scanning the camp. This time they hesitated. Nira's children were too strong, too numerous, and too alive with energy. Even the tall hunters seemed uncertain. "They will not come. Not now," Nira said calmly, her voice full of quiet power. "The children, and the humans together, are stronger than any darkness." Jax looked around, awestruck. "She's not just a child anymore. Nira, she's a guardian. And we're part of this too." The golden glow around Nira intensified, flowing outward like a protective aura. The children laughed and played, weaving small patterns in the glowing soil. Every time they moved, the planet responded. Plants grew taller, rivers sparkled, and even the air seemed cleaner and fuller. Captain Lila stepped forward, placing a hand on Nira's shoulder. "You've given us something we never imagined. Hope, strength, life." Nira looked at the humans with gratitude. "And you gave me trust, protection, friendship. Together, we have created something new. My children will carry this promise into the front tour. As the sun climbed higher, the red planet shimmered with vitality. The humans realized that their mission had changed completely. They were no longer explorers. They were protectors, caretakers of a new generation, a bridge between human life and alien life. One of the children, glowing faintly gold, walked toward Captain Lila and reached up. The moment their hands touched, Lila felt an electric warmth, a surge of hope and strength. She smiled, realizing that this connection was more than just magic. It was a promise of unity, growth, and the future. Nira knelt beside the children, watching them with pride. The promise lives, humans and life together, strong and unstoppable. The humans watched the horizon. The glowing forest, once a place of danger, now seemed peaceful, alive with faint golden lights that hinted at harmony. The creatures remained at the edges, no longer aggressive, as if acknowledging the new order. Captain Lila turned to her team. We came here to explore, and we found more than we expected. Life, trust, a future we can protect. Nira showed us that even one small being, one clean, brave child, can change everything. Nira's voice rose, soft and powerful at the same time. Remember, always protect life, always trust, and always grow stronger together. My children will continue, and so will you. The golden light spread across the camp, and the red planet seemed to pulse with vitality. Nira's children laughed, the humans smiled, and together they watched the sun rise fully. A new day had begun, a day of life, hope, and strength, stronger than any darkness, stronger than any fear. And somewhere beyond the horizon, the planet itself seemed to hum a promise that life, trust, and courage would always flourish when humans and the extraordinary worked together.